Good morning, everybody. Today's day 8. Can you believe it? We are almost there. We have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday of the Mary's Mini. I've been getting some feedback from some of you at how well you're doing on this program, how excited you are about finally starting to lose some weight. One person even mentioned that your cravings are starting to go away. That's someone who's actually transitioning to a whole food plant-based diet from a vegan diet. And so it's just really neat to hear some of that feedback and continue to send it to me, please. Now, after this particular Mary's Mini, I'm not going to post every single day for the next Mary's Minis anymore. I'm leading this for a multi-group effort. But I am going to continue to chronicle my progress. And so I'll probably continue to put out videos maybe once or twice a week. Definitely not every single day. It's been a little bit of a struggle waking up early like this in the morning, but it's been really fun. And especially when I'm noticing my progress. I'm going to tell y'all something else. Yes, the Mary's Mini does help me to stay focused, like laser focused, not go off at all, not go out to eat, no cheating. And that kind of surprises me because I do have a tendency to have a little something. Not regularly, but I have not at all. And one of the reasons, besides the fact that the Mary's Mini helps me with that, is this accountability that I have with visiting with all of you. For the first time, I actually noticed a little difference in my face this time. I didn't notice it the last Mary's Mini or the previous ones, but I did notice it this morning. And so what I did, I got up kind of super early and tried on a few outfits that I would really like to see some differences in, let's say in the next 3, 4, or 5 months. And so I took some pictures. Learned that there's a little delay thing on my calendar, on my phone, which I had no idea I could do. So at the end of this video, instead of showing food, because it's the same stuff, I'm still not cooking. So you'll still see, like what I had yesterday. I had hash browns yesterday morning. I tried a little dish yesterday that in my steamer, it had broccoli, mushrooms, which were so delicious, because I wanted to make the stew, but I couldn't make it yet. And then some hash browns on top. And I said, well, I get steamed hash browns from Waffle House. I could probably steam them myself. Guys, that was so nasty. That wasn't good. I didn't enjoy that at all. I ate my food, but it wasn't good. We will not be steaming hash browns in the steamer anymore. That's so funny. And then I had some oven fries, another thing of broccoli, and I also had a big salad. So yesterday was another really good day. I wasn't hungry after I had my last meal, and that was probably about maybe 5:30 or 6. So far I'm doing great. Drinking lots of water, drinking a whole lot of water. And guys, listen, if you are not drinking very much water at all, especially if you are just now transitioning to a whole foods plant-based diet and you have not changed your water intake and it was kind of low to begin with, you really do need to pick up your water. Water is so important. I had a long list of reasons why water is important, and I was kind of looking those things up and researching for one of these videos, and I'll probably talk about that tomorrow. The importance of water. It is so important, especially when you're doing something different with your diet, especially when you are changing your microbiome, because you all are, especially if you are just now transitioning to a whole foods plant-based diet, period, from a standard American diet, your whole gut biome is starting to change. It's already starting to change. amazing. 8 days. Yes, it's already starting. And the longer you go through this, you can actually end up transforming your gut biome for it to start doing some wonderful things for you. What did Hippocrates say? Everything starts in the gut. That is so real. And I know that if you're new to this, because a lot of the people who are following along are kind of new to Mary's Minis. I know that, especially with the groups that I'm working with, and some of you who are here through YouTube. I know you're starting to feel better. I know you're starting to feel better. Even if you have not experienced the weight loss that you're hoping for, if you have been following this Mary's Mini with fidelity, and you've heard me say that before, and that just simply means that you are being as 100% compliant as possible. If you have been doing that, then guys, I know you're feeling better. You might have felt a little cruddy the first 3 or 4 days. That happens sometimes when you go to a really clean eating regimen through whole foods, plant-based eating, and then there's going to be a little cruddy feeling the first 3 or 4 days, but then we're on day 8, and if you have stuck through this and you're doing well, and you have not gone off track too much, I know you're feeling better, and that's the exciting part. The thing about whole foods plant-based eating, there are two components of it for those of us who, especially those of us who need to lose weight. One of them is health. The other is weight loss. Weight loss may not come as quickly for some as it may for others, but guys, that health thing is going to happen for 100% of the people who make this change to whole food plant-based eating. I'm going to say that again. If you are starting from a standard American diet, especially, and kind of sort of from a vegan diet where you're not really watching the oil, you're not really watching the fried foods, that sort of eating. If you are doing this to transition to a genuine whole foods plant-based eating plan, I know you feel better today. And that's exciting. That is so exciting. So the first part of it is health. And that's kind of like the most important. And then the other part of it is weight loss. Even if you stop the Mary's Minis and then you transition to one of those other programs like Starch Solutions, like one of the others that we've talked about, and then you continue, your health will continue to improve, even if your weight is not going as quickly as you want it to. So don't stop. Don't stop. Don't say, oh, well, I only lost 2 pounds, so I'm going to go back to doing the way that what I did before because this is not working. Well, it is working. It's working for your health. And then as you go, the weight will come. Dr. Furman says it well. He says your body is smart. Your body will get you where you need to be as long as you put the right things in your body. And the right things are not necessarily going to the best vegan spots in the world and getting all that good vegan food. That's a treat. That's not what someone would do on a regular basis if they are looking to lose weight. When you're looking to lose weight, you have to be a little bit firm with yourself. You have to be a little bit, I guess the word is radical with yourself. You've got to make some choices that are based on changes that you're making. You can't keep doing the same stuff that you've always done and expect some things to happen for you that have never happened to you before. You have to be firm with yourself, firm with wanting to do what it is that you need to do for the weight loss. The eating a whole foods plant-based diet is really easy, as you all can see. I have not even been able to cook. So the easy part is getting healthy. That's easy. The weight loss part guys, that's something that you do need to work at. And these things like the Mary's Mini, man, this has really been doing some great things for me. So I started to say this a minute ago. Y'all notice how I do this. I jump all over the place. So what I am going to do at the end of this video is, instead of putting up some food that I've eaten over the course of the last 8 days, I may put up a few dishes, but I'm going to put in some photos of me, because you've never seen me full body before, most of you. And so let you know where I'm starting, because I see I'm losing weight. I wanted to chronicle some before pictures for me. I look a lot smaller up here than I do. Mama gave me a lot. And so I'll never get rid of all of that. But I do have quite a bit to go. So that's just really, really funny to think about that. So that's what I'm going to do at the end of this video. One more thing that I wanted to mention was still thinking about what do we do when we're finished with the Mary's Mini, okay? And this doesn't have to do with what program to go on or what plan to use. I talked about that a lot at the last video. This one has to do with what will happen if you decide to go back to the way that you used to eat, if you were following a standard American diet before, or following a junk food vegan diet before. And when we say junk food vegan, what we're saying is it's like fried foods, processed foods, sweets, the Oreos, that's vegan, those kinds of things. So I say that word junk food loosely. I don't mean snacks. I mean, like you go to a restaurant and you find these cauliflower wings, right? They're fried. And then the sauce that you dip them in, that probably has oil in it. And that stuff's tasty and it is vegan, but it's not necessarily contributing toward your weight loss or contributing toward your overall health. When you follow a whole foods plant-based diet, that's when we get healthy. Now, when you switch over to a vegan diet, there is an aspect of health that is coming your way, because guys, you don't have the animal products in your body, and even if you're eating a junk food vegan diet, you're at least stopping that IGF-1 from developing within your liver. The TAMO, it's another one of those things that damage the endothelial cells. The animal products they cause that to occur in your system as well. So you are improving yourself, but in order to have that full health benefit, you do want to try to transition as much as possible over to a whole foods plant-based diet. So let's say that we finish with this Mary's Mini. You are feeling some improvements in your body, and then you only lost 3 pounds. And you're a little bit upset about that. So you're like, oh, well, this isn't worth it. Let me go do something else, or I'll try again. And then you go back to the old way that you were. Any of the benefits that you got over these 8 days, guys, any of those benefits, they are going to go away. And that's just how it works. You can't, obesity, metabolic disorders, heart problems, diabetes, all those things that a whole foods plant-based eating plan can help. If you stop and you go back to a standard American diet, or you go back to just not really caring about what you're putting in your system with processed foods and all that kind of stuff, guys, your progress that you made is going to go away. And then you're going to have to start all over. It's not like it'll forgive you and then 2 months later you can try again and expect those benefits to still be there. They won't. They won't. Let me give you an analogy to what I'm talking about here. Okay, so it's like you decide to, okay, you have a bruise on your arm because every single day you're walking a certain route to go to work, right? And then you pass by this one place that every single day you hit your arm on it. At the beginning, when you hit your arm, it's going to smart a little bit, but you won't see a bruise. But as time goes by, you're going to see that a bruise has developed, right? And then you can't understand, why is it that this bruise won't go away? Well, I'm telling you, the reason that the bruise won't go away is because you keep hitting your arm all the time. That's what happens when we're not feeling very well constantly because of the inflammation in our bodies, because of the things that we're doing with what we're ingesting, with what we're eating, because a lot of these things are food-borne illnesses. Diabetes is a food-borne illness. Heart disease is a food-borne illness most of the time, unless it's some type of something that you were born with. And, obesity is a food-borne illness. So if you keep hitting that same part of your arm, that bruise is going to get worse and worse and worse, and it's not going to go away. So then one day you look and you say, oh, I'm going to stop putting this cream on it. That's not helping it. I'm going to stop putting the ice on it all the time. Not stop, but that's not helping it. What I need to do is to stop the underlying cause of what's going on with with this bruise on your arm. And so you decide to go a different route to work. And the first day that you go that different way, you don't hit your arm. The bruise is still going to be there because it takes a little while for your body to heal, right? And so the first couple of days when you're on a whole foods plant-based diet, you're not going to undo everything. Even these first 8 days, you haven't undid everything. But guys, it doesn't take long. It really does not take long. And that's the magic of this way of eating. And so getting back to my analogy, you stop going that route, you stop hitting your arm, and then all of a sudden that bruise goes away, even without the ice, even without all of this other stuff. Why? Because you've taken away the underlying cause. You stopped hitting your arm all the time. So you're feeling pretty good, and then you say to yourself, this new route I'm going, it's taking me about 15 more minutes to get to where I need to be. And it's a little bit more challenging to go this new route. It's a little bit more difficult. It's not as easy as it was before. I'm going to go my old route, and I'm just going to be careful. And that's what we do sometimes. We say, you know what? I can do this on my own with, not worrying about all the time leaving oil out. I can have whatever I want sometimes in moderation, but when it comes to going from the standard American diet to a whole food plant-based way of eating, guys, there's no such thing as moderation when you're trying to fix things. When we're trying to fix things, you've got to totally abstain from all animal products and dairy and eggs, and then try your best to stay away from that oil, and then minimize or stop as much as possible those processed foods. So then getting back to my analogy, you say, okay, well, I'm going to start going my old way again. I'm just going to, be careful, right? We say that to ourselves a lot. And then you start going that old way again, and then you start hitting that arm again. First time you hit your arm, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to see anything. It's a process. But then as time goes by, and this time it's not going to take as long because it was already damaged, right? And so you start seeing that bruise again because you're going back to your old way. You're going the old way around, the easier way as you thought it was. Not necessarily the more scenic one, but the easier one. And then eventually that bruise is coming back. It's coming back. And it's just like, as far as your eating is concerned, if you decide that, 2 months down the road, that this is a little bit too much for you, Christmas is coming, that's a biggie right there, right? I'll just, the next week or two, everything will be fine. I'll just enjoy my holiday, as people say. Guys, you will undo your progress. You'll undo it. This is not a one and done thing. We don't do it and fix it. Fixing it, our issues that we have, is getting rid of that underlying cause. And the underlying cause of a lot of the problems we have, guys, has to do with what we put in our mouths. All right, wow, I went way over this time. I sure do hope this will upload to YouTube for me, because I've been limited before. Last night I went on YouTube and tried to see if I could extend it past 15 minutes. So let's see if that works. If it doesn't, we may have to wait until later on this evening for our video. Well, listen, guys, y'all have a great Monday, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. This is what I look like the end of August. I'm in the middle of my second Mary's Mini. You turn to the side, and there I am. Let's hope I can make some changes.